Good evening and thank you for joining me. I'm Rachel Eiler. Temperatures soaring into the 90s this weekend and only cooling down a few degrees in the next couple days. Officials are reminding folks to remember the signs and symptoms of heat stroke and heat exhaustion. Some signs are going to include high body temperature, dizziness, and nausea. First responders say staying hydrated is key to preventing heat exhaustion, as well as staying out of the sun.
The heat exhaustion, you're still going to be sweating. You actually could have cool, clammy skin. You could get dizzy and things like that, where it kind of progresses into the heat stroke, where you basically stop sweating.
The Rhinelander Fire Department says it's important to know anyone is susceptible to heat exhaustion or heat stroke and take measures to prevent those health issues.
Rhinelander tends to be a more elderly community, and as you age, you're more susceptible to things like heat exhaustion, heat stroke. But it's not just the older people, it's also the toddlers, babies. They can fall suspect to it as well.
Depending on the signs and symptoms for both, individuals will have to respond in various ways, including calling 911, using cool cloths, or even moving the individual to a cooler location. And of course, one way to cool off is hitting the pool, but hours could be limited due to a lifeguard shortage. The Wausau and Marathon County Park Service opened their public pools for members for the public on Friday with reduced operating hours. According to the city officials, an alternating open swim schedule will be offered for Kaiser Memorial and Schoenbohl pools until staff can recruit and train additional lifeguards. The shortage is due to the COVID-19 pandemic, in addition to the Wausau City Council's decision to close the city pools during the 2020 season. To deal with the shortage, the Parks Department will be holding its third free lifeguard training course next week. And Andrew, like we've been talking about, it's hot outside. Are we going to be seeing any cooler temps? Hopefully soon.
Soon, maybe by the end of the week, Rachel, but I do think we'll be holding on to a similar temperature trend for the remainder of the week. Looking at current temperatures now, holding on to many 70s. We are not going to be dipping down much cooler than this tonight, with lows forecasted in the upper 60s to low 70s. And like we've been seeing for the last several nights, we have a southwest breeze coming in at 5 to 15 miles per hour. We'll be a little bit breezy overnight as well. Nothing that we have not been feeling for the past several nights. And now looking over to the skies right now, we do have mostly clear skies, but kind of a bit of a partly cloudy to mostly clear night will be in store for us through the overnight period. And like I said, that is not with us cooling off too much more here. Looking hour by hour at the next 12 hours, we'll be having low temperatures getting down to about 70 by 4 a.m. and holding on to some clouds overnight by 5 a.m. at 70 degrees. And we'll be hitting those lows of 69 by 6 a.m. and seeing that sun to start the day. And then we're right back up to the upper 80s. Rachel?
Thank you, Andrew. Well, it is the perfect weather for gardeners to typically get outside. Usually, though, they're growing vegetables, fruits, or even flowers. But one outdoor adventure program class taught 6 students one-on-one how to organically grow mushrooms. Newswatch 12's Megan Mamlock explains.
There's a Fungus Among Us, where Nicolay College held a workshop where participants were able to learn how to grow and cultivate shiitake and oyster mushrooms.
First, we had kind of a brief classroom session where we gave an overview, and then we went through the basic steps of how to prepare or inoculate the different straw bags or the shiitake logs.
Tabitha Benish has been growing mushrooms for 5 years and selling them at the farmer's market for 3 years. Now with her green thumb, Benish is passing on her knowledge.
And this just caught my interest because it was something very different, and it had to do with working with logs and all natural products.
But it doesn't happen in a day. Months prior, Benish harvests the oak tree that will hold the mushrooms. After drilling the hole, she'll cover them with wax to create a safe environment for them to grow.
It's actually not difficult at all. There's a lot of steps you have to follow, but what I found was that this is a very forgiving craft. In other words, we learn the system here, but there's a lot of different ways you can do it.
In another 6 months, participants should be able to see some shiitake mushrooms bloom at home.
Our hope is really just to share this experience with others who enjoy mushrooms and the idea of eating tasty mushrooms and want to just kind of connect with nature at the same time.
In Rhinelander, Megan Mamlock, Newswatch 12.
For the first time in 20 years, the Langley County Fairgrounds hosted their Anago Lions Club Roaring Raceway off-road competition. The track hosted a full weekend of racing events, including high-speed racing and door-to-door action. Officials say at least 8,000 fans were in attendance, with even more racers registering than in years past. Race director Zach Zager says the event's success is a dream come true.
something that's not real, because it's amazing how well it turned out and how hard we worked on it and all the rewards paid off.
He adds that he loves seeing all the fans coming back together after years of not having any racing. The event took nearly 6 months to put together, with even more help to bring more revenue to Anago.
Really good to bring that money and economic boost to this economy. It's in Anago here. It's been great.
With the turnout, officials say they don't expect to wait another 20 years to hold the next race. Post-pandemic higher education looks different. What does the future hold for high school students moving on to the next step? Well, Katie Crowther from our sister station in Milwaukee got some perspective on the college versus trade school debate.
Joe Lynch knew from a young age he wanted to build things.
Construction's always been one of my bigger passions.
Just one day after graduating from Horlick High School, the 17-year-old signed his contract and is already working for Findorf Construction, building the new Racine Aquatic Center. Joe's pay as a registered apprentice is $19.75 an hour with full benefits. That will jump to $67.33 an hour by the time he's 21, because in 4 years he becomes a journeyman. Horlick construction teacher Daryl Perry is trying to get more young people to follow this path.
He'll make more than anybody that's taught him, that's for sure. 30-year retirement, mid-40s and you retire, so it's a fantastic career.
But enrollment to learn a trade through the Wisconsin Technical College system dropped 25% since 2010. Part of the problem, according to Joshua Johnson, the state director of Wisconsin Apprenticeship, is the underlying stigma often associated with choosing a trade over college.
We need to start normalizing, celebrating kids going into the workforce straight out of high school. You know, we celebrate them going into sports, or we celebrate them going to college or the military. We need to celebrate them making that choice to go into the workforce, because it is a very responsible choice.
This, as Americans are more burdened by student loan debt than ever before. Among the class of 2019, 69% of college students took out student loans and graduated with an average debt of nearly $30,000.
We went through the decision-making process with them. It's things we have to consider is the value of that debt you'll be carrying.
But there is some proof that the perception of going into a trade has shifted through the pandemic. Since 2015, Findorf has supported a total of 31 high school apprentices like Joe. Right now, it has 11 on its team.
11 is the most we've had at any given point. It's neat to see.
There's something else that will be neat to see, Joe says, as he embarks on this next step.
5-10 years, I'll drive past and be like, hey, I was on this job and I built it.
The Biden White House and the Senate GOP have yet to find a bipartisan way to move ahead with infrastructure, but the White House says they are hopeful. I'll break that down after the break, but first, those temperatures are going to cool off. Don't worry. Andrew Kafer is in next with your full forecast right here on Newswatch 12 Weekends.
When searching for your next truck, you want your truck to last. Get the job done right with a Lenz truck. We have them all. Half-ton trucks, POWERSTROKES, CUMMINS, DURAMAX, SUVs, over 800 to choose from. Know that all Lenz trucks are fully inspected, certified clean, and can be bought hassle-free online. Go now to LenzTruck.com.
Lenz Truck, Lenz Truck. We got the trucks at Lenz Truck.
We got the trucks.
They say when you come from a small town like us, you do things your own way. That's why US Cellular doesn't have any hidden requirements. So you can get the latest phone with no activation fees, required phone trade-ins, or anything like that. That's all there is to it. Get a Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. The nationwide network built from your town up. US Cellular.
Mondays on Newswatch 12 today features Mugshot Monday. But what exactly is Mugshot Monday?
It starts with the opportunity to win a 12-ounce bag of coffee, with the coffee being sourced from in between the tropics across the world, then brought in here to Eagle River Roasters and roasted to perfection.
Have a great day. Thank you. And with that, you win an Eagle River Roasters coffee mug, perfect for that first cup of coffee with your favorite morning crew.
And join us Monday mornings for this week's winner.
Register online at WJFW.com.
On December 7, 2005, I was deployed to Baghdad, Iraq. As I was searching for the bomb, the bad guy and the bomb found me first. After the explosion, I was left with a 1% chance of living. During my road to recovery, I had a tremendous amount of support from friends and families and the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes. The primary mission of the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is to offer financial emergency assistance to veterans and their families.
Visit saluteheroes.org to learn more.
Memorial Day weekend is the unofficial start of summer, of course, but I think Mother Nature maybe took that a little more to heart, and that's evidenced with these temperatures in the 70s, 80s, and even 90s to start off the month of June. Today we were a little bit cooler with that high of 86 today, still above average, and we have been above average every single day for the month of June so far. And of course, today was no exception to that. All around the region, we did have upper 80s, a few 90s too. We had that in Green Bay and Iron Mountain at 90 degrees. And we'll keep on going with this temperature trend for the next several days. Right now outside, we are cooling off a little bit. We're not getting too much cooler than this tonight, believe it or not. So we're holding on to mid-70s right now, maybe getting down to the upper 60s for some. And that's all around the state. In the North Woods in central Wisconsin, under clear skies, a few clouds towards southern Wisconsin, and we could have more passing clouds through the overnight period. So looking at that here tonight, we do have those clouds expected that will be coming in through the overnight. And those overnight lows all across the Badger State getting to the upper 60s, low 70s, pretty warm for this time of year. Last night, actually, we did have two record high low temperatures. That was in Wausau and Rhinelander. Yesterday's Rhinelander's low was at 68 degrees, beating that previous record of 67. Wausau, we had a low of 71, which beat out the previous record of 69 for your record low high temperature. Record high low, and then getting into tonight, we could do the same, but getting into tomorrow, we will be having another warm day, starting out 8 a.m. at 73 degrees in Rhinelander. By 11 o'clock, hitting 80 yet again, and then we'll get into the 80s for the rest of the day. And you'll notice before noon, we will be seeing that sun. We'll wait until the afternoon to have a chance for a few thunderstorms. And out the door in Wausau, we are going to be turning up that dial a little bit more. We could be reaching 90 degrees by midday. Again, seeing that sun in the morning. In the afternoon, we could be having more clouds, and a couple isolated thunderstorms will be possible after a bunch of daytime heating. Now, looking a little further into our Monday, so we have temperatures getting up to the 70s, low 80s to get going in your day by noon. And you'll notice we're staying dry for now, but into the afternoon period, we will be having some sprinkles developing towards the UP border. And these could be bringing a couple non-severe thunderstorms through the North Woods, maybe even down towards central Wisconsin. But then we're drying out once again overnight with some clouds. And then getting into your Tuesday, staying dry again to start off the day. Temperatures getting up to the upper 80s, low 90s yet again, and the afternoon will start to be our next chance for some thunderstorms. We'll see those towards Iron Mountain in the evening period, and then overnight we'll see those sandwiched between Rhinelander and Wausau, so that region could expect some locally heavy rainfall with some thunderstorms passing on through until we dry again through the overnight period. And like I said, we are going to be holding on to warm temperatures through the week, so this kind of ridging pattern that we have been having in that jet stream is going to be going nowhere, so pretty much everywhere east of the Rockies can expect a pretty warm trend, and that is including us in the Badger State. So expect those 80s to be going nowhere. Looking at that temperature trend, we are holding on to that all week long until the weekend. We'll have our chance to dip into the upper 70s. Our average high this time of year in Rhinelander is 73 degrees. Nowhere near that for the rest of the forecast period. And we are warm tonight as well, with those lows getting down to about 69 under partly cloudy skies. It will be breezy, very similar to the last several nights. And now starting off your Monday, we'll see that sun in the morning, and then in the afternoon, we'll wait for that chance of a few isolated thunderstorms to come on by. High temperatures up at 86, 87 degrees for those highs once again. Now looking at your Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast, we'll keep on that heat all week long with a chance of showers almost every day in the 70s over the weekend. Rachel?
Thank you, Andrew. Local golfers got together today to raise money for a good cause. Frederick Place and the Northwoods Alliance for Temporary Housing held the 11th annual Bill Miller Memorial Golf Scramble at the Northwood Golf Club. And even though some may not be pro golfers, of course, they still wanted to come out despite the score.
Oh, well, I probably won't play real well, but we'll have a good time in it. It's a good fundraiser. It's a beautiful day out.
The event still brought together all the golfers in the Northwoods supporting and raising money for a good cause.
It's a real positive event, and they have to do a lot in order to meet their budget every year. So this is a big fundraiser for them, and it's a good time for everybody.
Frederick Place will continue to hold events throughout the summer. For more information on upcoming events, you can visit Frederick Place on Facebook. On Friday, President Joe Biden rejected a new counteroffer on infrastructure from the Republicans, but his transportation secretary says the White House is still hopeful for bipartisan agreement despite weeks of negotiation. John Lawrence reports.
The Biden White House's infrastructure plan is still under construction.
There are a lot of conversations going on among a lot of members of the Senate, and over on the House side, on Wednesday, there's going to be a markup for a key element of infrastructure policy. So lots going on right now, but still lots of daylight, honestly, between us and our Republican friends.
Despite that daylight, the Transportation Secretary is defending the administration's decision to continue talking with Republicans over going it alone. Democrats and Republicans are still billions of dollars away from securing a deal as the 2022 midterm elections grow closer.
Republicans are going to be talking about defining themselves based on our differences on things like what is infrastructure.
Biden has a paper-thin majority in the Senate, so he needs the backing of key Democratic moderates like Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia to get the package through without Republican support. Manchin says he wants to bridge the gap with the GOP.
We need a bipartisan infrastructure bill. We most definitely need that. And infrastructure is something that's been delayed for far too long by past administrations. So it's time for us to move forward.
But for both sides, the clock is ticking.
And there's not a lot of policy there. This is just numbers. It's helping the country, and we ought to be able to find a resolution on that. If we can't, that spells trouble.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
And aside from the overall price, other sticking points between Biden and the Republicans include how to pay for the package and the amount of funds marked for roads and bridges. Biden also wants $400 billion to boost caregiving for the elderly population and those with disabilities, while the GOP wants that investment left out. The Olympics are only 47 days away. You can catch all the action right here on Newswatch 12. And over the weekend, one Northwoods athlete was trying to stamp her way into the field, right, Griffin?
Yeah, that's right, Rachel. The U.S. swim trials took place this weekend, and Rhinelander's Malia Francis was in Omaha for the races. When we get back, we'll give you an update on how she did and much more coming up next in sports.
Carpet City.
Come to Carpet City Flooring Center and get the toughest waterproof floors in the industry, where they're in stock and on sale. Rigid Maximum XL is 50% thicker and 30% longer, resulting in maximum durability, which is perfect for active families and pets. Not to mention, it's easy to install. Come to Carpet City Flooring Center to get your Rigid Maximum XL waterproof floors today.
Carpet City. Our prices will floor you.
Now's the time to get a Ford built for you, by you. Pick your color, your wheels, and other available features specifically designed for your Ford. Want an F-150 with a 12-inch touchscreen, 400 horsepower in an Explorer, or a moonroof? You've got it. And now an additional $1,000 bonus cash on top of all public offers. See your dealer for a Ford built for you, by you. Build and order your select Ford today and get $1,000 bonus cash in addition to all public offers.
Hello, my name is Terry and I'm from Phillips. I used to go on vacations with my wife Gail, but I couldn't go much over 2 hours and I'd have to stop and walk because my lower back would hurt so bad. So after my final treatment at Spinal Aid, I am pain-free and can't imagine the pain and agony that I went through prior to going.
Are you suffering with back or neck pain and considering the possibility of surgery? At the Spinal Aid Center of Wausau, we incorporate the latest technologies, including high-intensity laser therapy that provides the highest success rates in helping people just like you avoid back and neck surgery. With our treatments, there are no drugs and no surgery, just relief. Call today for a free spinal disc severity consultation and see if our treatments are right for you. Call 715-203-4392 or visit us at spinalaid.com. Start living your life pain-free.
Sports Watch 12 with Griffin Stroin starts now.
Don't look now, but the Brewers are getting hot yet again. The Crew are 8-2 in their last 10 games. Today, they were looking to bring out their brooms, going for a 4-game sweep against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Corbin Burnes on the mound for Milwaukee. What a performance from the righty. He went 7 innings, only 4 hits, no earned runs, and to top it all off, 13 strikeouts. Burnes now has 81 strikeouts on the year. He only had 88 all of last season. Granted, it was a shorter year, but still, this guy is on a different level right now. All he needed was a little run support, and he got that from Daniel Robertson in the 5th. Nobody on, and he sends this one to deep left field. His second long bomb of the year puts the Brewers up 1, and they get some insurance from Tyrone Taylor here in the 6th. Another solo blast to left. Brewers complete the 4-game sweep against Arizona, 2-0 the final. Well, the series didn't start the way Milwaukee was hoping last night. After suffering an 8-point loss, the team was back at practice, though, on Sunday. The biggest difference from Game 1 and their opening series with Miami, the role players did not show up. Bryn Forbes finished with 2 of 8 from the field, and Pat Connaughton only poured in 3 points in 20 minutes. But the most surprising performance came from Chris Middleton, but not in a good way. Middleton scored just 13 points on 6 of 23 shooting, but the man isn't worried. He's brushed off Saturday's game and is already looking forward to tomorrow.
Just come out, compete, and win. You know, they got the first game at their home. We got to try to get one. The same approach, but just know we got to lay it all out there on the line. We got to play better than we did in Game 1.
For Coach Mike Budenholzer, he believes there's some good to take away from Game 1. He's hoping to take the success the Bucks had in the first quarter and keep it rolling throughout the game.
We need a little bit better balance offensively, a little bit better spacing offensively, playing with each other a little bit better. You know, we weren't able to sustain that for the whole game, so we got to try and do that in Game 2.
Although Milwaukee will have their hands full with Brooklyn's roster, they won't have to face James Harden in Game 2. The Beard has been ruled out for tomorrow's game with a hamstring injury. Going all the way back to Monday of last week, the Lakeland Union boys golf team competed in their regional tournament, and they had quite the performance. The Thunderbirds dominated the rest of the field, winning by 30 strokes. Strong performance from Caden Nam and Matt Haggart, who both shot a 72, finished tied for second. Now they move on to sectionals, which is this Tuesday. Also on Friday of this week, Rhinelander's very own Malia Francis competed in the U.S. Olympic swim time trials. She competed in the 100-meter backstroke and finished with a time of 1 minute, 3 seconds, and 22 milliseconds. That was good enough for second in her heat and 16th overall. There were a total of 46 swimmers that competed in the 100-meter backstroke. Congrats to Malia. Now, yesterday down in Indianapolis, there was an open pickleball tournament, and 2 local women competed in the tournament, and believe it, they won it. They won their bracket, which was full of 50-plus and 60-plus competitors. Lori Grind and Nicole Idolowski, were the winners. And this doesn't surprise me one bit because I know what kind of serve Lori has. I actually played her last summer in a friendly game of pickleball with our host of Up North at 4, Dan Hagan. That match was between me and Dan and then Lori and Larry. We got absolutely smoked. We didn't win a single game, but congrats to Lori and Nicole. Rachel, you were there. You saw how bad it was of a performance.
I did. You know, Griffin, I'm so supportive of both of you. A for effort to you and Dan, but maybe you should get some tips now from Lori, and a rematch could be on the horizon.
I'm practicing. Get that swing going.
There you go. Be careful. Let's not knock everything over. Well, when we come back, more news on the way. Cyber attacks are increasing across the U.S. against governments, hospitals, universities, and private companies. Now, the debate is on in Washington on how to stop them. We're going to take a look when we return.
At Lakeside Living Design, we've always got something stylish in store for you. Whether you're looking for high-quality custom upholstery, decorative accessories and gifts, or are designing your space entirely from scratch, you'll have a friendly designer by your side, sharing their expertise, helping you bring your unique style to life. So stop by, explore our showroom, and together we'll make your space feel just like home.
Dear road rivals, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan that covers tire rotations, engine oil changes, fluid adjustments, and more for 2 years or 25,000 miles. Ford charges extra for maintenance. Nissan charges extra for maintenance. And you guessed it, Honda charges extra for maintenance. At Toyota, we take care of our drivers. Too bad none of our rivals do the same. Join us, Toyota. Let's go places.
When you call a company other than Maher Water Corporation to service your water treatment system, do you really know what or who you are getting? Many companies just measure you up to do a bang-up job, then charge hundreds of dollars and have you sign service contracts. Maher's technicians are trained to not only service our own water care equipment, but most others as well.
So if you don't want just any service tech servicing your water equipment, call us at Maher's today.
The new LDF Country Market in Lac du Flambeau offers families the freshest meats, produce, bakery, and groceries. Take a closer look and you'll find a smoke shop, beer cave, deli, and liquor all under one roof, with convenient fueling stations just outside. Add Native American arts and crafts and you'll enjoy a unique, spacious shopping experience found nowhere else. Shop the new LDF Country Market today. Get what you need so you can get back to what you enjoy.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. Learn more at wearebroadcasters.com/hope, furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Welcome back. President Biden is promising to address cyber attacks by Russian criminals in his summit with Russian leader Vladimir Putin 10 days from now. Cyber attacks are increasing across America against governments, hospitals, universities, and private companies. Now the debate is on in Washington on how to stop them. NBC's Jennifer Johnson reports.
Last week, a ransomware attack briefly shut down one of the world's largest meat suppliers. Last month, gas shortages and long lines at the pump after an attack on Colonial Pipeline. The Biden administration says Russian criminals are responsible for the cyber attacks as lawmakers debate how to stop them, including slapping new sanctions against that country.
You really have to treat Russia like it's virtually a criminal enterprise.
Right.
They harbor criminals. They don't appreciate the rule of law.
The Justice Department has launched a new task force to prosecute cyber attackers, treating ransomware cases with the same priority as terrorism cases. But the Biden team says companies need to increase their security and not pay ransom.
We need to send this strong message that paying of ransomware only exacerbates and accelerates this problem. You are encouraging the bad actors.
Colonial Pipeline, which supplies fuel to 45% of the East Coast, paid its hackers $4.4 million. Lawmakers want greater transparency as more big companies are attacked.
We ought to put in place, and we've got bipartisan legislation to do this, to require that when companies get attacked, they notify the government. There is no requirement right now.
President Biden says he will press Russian President Putin to crack down on cyber attackers when they meet in Geneva June 16th. Putin has called the allegations nonsense. Jennifer Johnson, NBC News, Washington.
The FBI says it's currently investigating about 100 different types of ransomware. When we return, a look at final weather. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
At Save More Marketplace, our expansive produce section features a large organic selection of the freshest fruits and vegetables. Get ready to fire up your grill with the finest cuts of Black Angus beef, USDA Prime, Wagyu ribeye, over 15 varieties of brats made in-house, and so much more. Our Scratch Bakery has fresh breads and custom cakes and design specialties for any occasion. Our deli has a great selection of meats, cheeses, and quick and easy meals. And with Save More on the go, we bring the freshness to you.
Need a new boat? Then it's time to trade and upgrade with American Marine and Motorsports, because we need your old boat. We need to buy fishing boats, pontoons, and speedboats. So trade in your old one and upgrade into a new boat today. Come check out more boats and pontoons in stock than anywhere else in Wisconsin. Or we could help you get top dollar by selling your old boat on consignment. It's time to trade and upgrade with American Marine and Motorsports Shawano.
Everybody loves popcorn and puffs, so Newswatch 12 and MINOCQUA Popcorn and Puffs want to help you celebrate by sending tasty birthday treats.
If you want your chance to win a gourmet bucket of popcorn for you or your loved one, make sure to submit your birthday club entry on our website, WJFW.com.
One lucky viewer will win a free half-gallon bucket of MINOCQUA popcorn.
Mondays on Newswatch 12 today features Mugshot Monday. But what exactly is Mugshot Monday?
It starts with the opportunity to win a 12-ounce bag of coffee, with the coffee being sourced from in between the tropics across the world, then brought in here to Eagle River Roasters and roasted to perfection.
Have a great day. Thank you. And with that, you win an Eagle River Roasters coffee mug, perfect for that first cup of coffee with your favorite morning crew.
And join us Monday mornings for this week's winner.
Register online at WJFW.com.
From the moments that shape our lives to those that shape our days, broadcasters are there, delivering the most trusted news that keeps you informed when it matters. We are your neighbors, a trusted voice, a lifeline. We are broadcasters. Text TV to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local TV and radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Welcome back. Well, during the break, we were all kind of talking about, we got a little bit redness all over our face. I think some new makeup's in order, but it's been sunny out, Andrew. I mean, tell us a little about cloud coverage. Hopefully, temperatures are cooling down. Sunscreen, very important these next few days.
It is important, and you know, there may be some clouds in the upcoming forecast, but you have to realize too that sunscreen is important with cloud coverage. You can still get a sunburn even though you're not seeing that sun, but we will throughout the week with some chances of those showers and thunderstorms. So those temperatures are not cooling on off until the weekend with those highs in the 70s. So Rachel, sorry to disappoint, but you have to wait until the weekend to get a little bit of that relief.
Well, like I said, sunscreen important for both of my wonderful men.
I've been lathering up. I can't get any burns.
We'll make sure. That's it for your news around the Northwoods. I'm Rachel Eiler. See you next weekend.